Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, and Haitians. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rakah, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well, and a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hopeful elect. And shalom to the Agwaf who are listening and learning. The few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. Another daily edification. Lord's willing to be edifying. And this is for the customs of the people are vain. And these customs come from who? Babylon the Great. Okay? What the people call Christmas, it's a custom that come from Babylon. All these customs of these people, they come from somewhere. There's an origin to everything. And they all go back to Babylon, okay? These Babylonian customs. And this is an article, and it's on I think the article is let me see. It's called Christianity.wordpress.com. And the title of it is Rome Corrupted Christianity. But this go way back before Rome. This is an old article that I had, it's an old article. It say 6 years ago. So I had it for a while. But I came across it like a couple years ago. So I always kept it in my phone. But this is Nimrod's family created God the Father and God the Son. So just an article. I'm just gonna read a couple things out of here. Cause this article link with the scriptures. Because who our people is worshiping? They're worshiping Tammuz, which is the son of Semiramis, which was the mother. Semiramis was the mother of Nimrod and his wife, because he married his wife. He married his mother. So she said that she had a son through the spirit, that Nimrod impregnated her through the spirit, and that was Nimrod back in the reincarnation, okay? That she was a virgin. That's what the virgin birth, the Christmas tree, okay? The virgin birth, the Christmas tree, and our Lord and Savior born on the 25th. That all comes from Babylon doctrine, man. Shalom, Mark. Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shem Kargadash Barakatah. Shalom, brother. The virgin birth, celebrating Christmas, and our Lord and Savior born on the 25th of December. They all come from Babylon. Okay, that's a Babylonian doctrine. So this is the article from ChristianityWordPress.com, and they say Rome corrupted Christianity, which is this go way back to Babylon. It's Nimrod the father. It's a Nimrod family created God the Father and God the Son. It said Nimrod married his own mother after declaring himself to be a god. Then his mother declared herself to be the mother of God. Her name was Semiramis. After Nimrod's death, she attempted to cover over her incestuous relations with her son. Okay? Incest, right? By declaring that he was both the father and the son. This concept was difficult for her followers to understand, so she told them that it was a divine mystery that was not comprehensible, and thus God the Father and God the Son was invented way back then in ancient Babylon. And yet Semiramis insisted that there were not two gods, but rather one, which is a lie, just two aspects of the same God on earth while still alive. Nimrod was the man god of Babylon, represented by the sun as a solar god, and the sun gods that were formed around the pagan world after him were all fashioned in his likeness. They maintained different names, but were still recognized as the carbon copies of the original sun god of Babylon known as Nimrod. Now, Nimrod's wife declared herself to be a moon goddess. She gave herself glorious titles such as Queen of Heaven, and that's one of the verses I want to get in Jeremiah 44 about the Queen of Heaven worship. It say she gave herself glorious titles such as Queen of Heaven, ever virgin, mediatrix, and mother of God. She does make herself in the perfection female image, and that's why they got these what is this Valentine Day, man. That go back to Semiramis, man. She does make herself into the perfect female image by which all future goddesses were copied or modeled after. They'll say all this thing about women worshiping, which Rome did, right? That's why men get on their knees to propose to their women for marriage. All this go back to Semiramis, man. Okay, that lifting up the woman's spirit. That go back to the Queen of Heaven, man. Supposed to call the Queen of Heaven. Okay, Semiramis. It say, since the entire family of Nimrod was involved in this rebellion against Yahweh God, it became a trinity affair of sorts. Nimrod became God the Father, Tammuz, which I'm going to get in Ezekiel 8 and 14. See, that's why I'm bringing this article out, because it's talking about the Queen of Heaven and Tammuz. It said Nimrod became God the Father, Tammuz became God the Son, and Semiramis became the dove or spirit that held this holy union together. Hence, the first Trinity was born. Shalom, Shalom, brother. Come, yeah, all Babylonian customs. Yeah, all these customs come from Babylon, man. It's a hence the first Trinity was born there in Babylon and has spread its tentacles around the world when the Babylonians were scattered abroad. And they wasn't Babylonians. Okay, well, the Babylonians were there, but you had Israelites also among that. Okay, all the nations were there, man. So, the Trinity of God, Son, and the Holy Spirit, Semiramis have invaded almost every pagan religion around the world. Their gods and goddesses have different names, but the principle remained the same. Every nation, every time a different kingdom came up, they always had a different name, but it all go back to this Babylonian worship, man. So it's a good article to read, and it's called Nimrod's Family Created God the Father and God the Son. But the point I want to bring out, because this whole thing about Tammuz and Nimrod and Semiramis, man. So, first precept I want to get, this is Numbers, verse 25. Numbers chapter 25, I'm going to start at 1. And it reads, And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods. And the people, matter of fact, let me go to Deuteronomy. Matter of fact, let's read this, Deuteronomy 29 and 16. Because see, this where the problem started at. This is Deuteronomy 29 and 16. For ye know how when we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. So the Lord showed us, them 40 years in the wilderness, the Lord showed us all the nations and their pagan gods they worship. Deuteronomy 29:16, for ye know how when we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which we passed by, it say, and ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them, lest there should be any among you, man or woman, or family or tribe, whose heart turneth away this day from the Lord Yahweh our power, to go and serve the gods of these nations. So he's seen them, all the nations, man. Okay? Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. Now, I got an old 1465 Bible right here. It's an old 1465 King James Bible. Now, on this page is all the names of the gods. On this page right here is all the names of the gods that's in the world. I'm going to read all of them. This is a King James 1465 Bible. It got everything in it. So it say, Asherus It say Baal's wife or female counterpart, Judges 2:13. It say Baal, a god identified with Merodach, chief Babylonian god, Isaiah 46:1. It say Chemosh, god of the Moabites and Ammonites, Jeremiah 48. It say Chiul or Chion, a star god identified with Saturn, Amos 5:26. Dagon, chief Philistine god, 1 Samuel 5. It say Merodach, chief Babylonian god, connected with war, also known as Marduk. It say Molech, Ammonite god, connected with child sacrifice. Nebo, Babylonian god of wisdom and the arts, Isaiah 46. Molech is say Leviticus 18. You got Rimmon, it's a Syrian god of rain, 2 Kings 5. Tammuz, Babylonian fertility god, Ezekiel 8:14. Those are the Old Testament. Now the New Testament say Castor and Pollux, twin sons of Zeus, chief Greek god, Acts 28:11. Zeus, chief Greek god, Acts 14. And they say Hermes, the Greek god of commerce and speed, Acts 14. These are all the gods of the Bible. And the main god they got, if you can see on this page, right here, is Diana. Okay? That's Diana. It say Diana or Artemis was a fertility goddess of the New Testament era. So all these gods, right here, what I'm reading, Deuteronomy 29 and 16 again, it says, "For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. And ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Lest there should be any among you, man or woman, or family or tribe, whose heart turned away this day from the Lord Yahweh our power, to go and serve the gods of these nations." Recycle gods, "Lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood." So we see these gods, man. The Lord walked us around for 40 years, okay? He showed us all these gods, and he said, what? They don't worship these gods, man. They are not gods, they images, man. Okay, when you read the letter of Jeremiah in the Apocrypha, the letter of Jeremiah, it's only one chapter. When you start at verse matter of fact, let me just check real quick. The letter of Jeremiah, it's only one chapter. When you start at verse 51, the whole chapter is good. When you start at verse 51, man, it's straight fire. It tell you about these gods. But let's go to Numbers 25. And it reads, Number 25:1, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifice of their gods, and the people did eat and bow down to their gods. And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Lord Yahweh was kindled against Israel. And the Lord said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Lord Yahweh against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. And behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And when and when I can't never pronounce the guy's name, Pihas, and when Pihas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand, and he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. And those that died in the plague were 24,000. And the Lord Yahweh was speaking to Moses, saying, Pinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, have turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. But he was zealous for his power, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. Now the name of the Israelites, and the name of the Israelite that was slain, even that was slain with the Midianitish woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of the chief house among the Simeonites. And the name of the Midianitish woman that was slain was Cosbi, the daughter of Zur. He was head over a people and of a chief house in Midian. The Lord spake unto Moses, saying, vex the Midianites and smite them, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in that day of the plague for Peor's sake. So the Lord ain't taking he finna destroy these people, man, because they are worshiping these different gods. This is Jeremiah 44. And these people think it's a game, man, worshiping these pagan ass holidays. This is Jeremiah 44. It said the word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwell in the land of Egypt. Now, this right here, Jeremiah 44, it clearly tells you this Egypt right here is not talking about ancient Egypt, because right here, I'm gonna read it. It's tell you that after Jerusalem, man, this is the Egypt that came after Jerusalem, which is Babylon the Great, man. It said a word that came to Jeremiah concerning all the Jews which dwell in the land of Egypt, which dwell at Migdol and at Taphanes and at Nop and in the country of Pathros, saying, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, ye have seen all the evil that I brought upon Jerusalem and upon all the cities of Judah, and behold, this day they are a desolate, and no man dwelleth therein, because of their wickedness, which they have committed to provoke me to anger, in that they went to burn incense and to serve other gods, whom they knew not, neither they, yea, nor your fathers. Howbeit, I sent unto you all my servants, the prophets, rising early and sending them, saying, oh, do not this abominable thing that I hate. But they hearken not, nor incline their ear to turn from their wickedness, to burn incense unto other gods. Wherefore my fury and my anger was poured forth, and was kindled in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem. And they are wasted and desolate as at this day. Therefore now, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, the power of hosts, the power of Israel, wherefore commit ye this evil against your souls, to cut off from you man and woman, child and suckling out of Judah, to leave you none to remain. It say, in that ye provoke me unto wrath with the works of your hands, burning incense unto other gods in the land of Egypt, whither ye be gone to dwell, that ye may cut yourselves off, and that ye may be a curse and a reproach among all the nations of the earth. Have ye forgotten the wickedness of your fathers, and the wickedness of the kings of Judah, and the wickedness of their wives, and your own wickedness, and the wickedness of your wives, which they have committed in the land of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? They are not humbled even unto this day. And it's the same thing going on right now. Neither have they feared nor walked in my law, nor in my statutes that I set before you and before your fathers. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, behold, I will set my face against you for evil, and to cut off all Judah. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their face to go into the land of Egypt to soldier there, and they shall all be consumed and fall in the land of Egypt. Hey, everybody want to consume the land of Egypt, the ancient Egypt. They shall even be consumed by the sword and by the famine. They shall die, from the least even unto the greatest, by the sword and by the famine, and they shall be in a execration, and execration mean a curse, and astonishment and a curse, and a reproach. That's here in Babylon the Great, man. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem. You see, this ain't talking about ancient Egypt. Because when we came out of Egypt, man, we was going to go get the land of Jerusalem. Okay? Read again, Jeremiah 44 and 13. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword, by the famine, and by pestilence. And we know this happened during 70 AD. It also happened when the Babylonians took us down, man, when they surrounded Jerusalem. Okay? It say verse 14, so that none of the remnant of Judah which are gone into the land of Egypt to soldier there shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah, to the which they have a desire to return to dwell there. For none shall return but such as escape. It say verse 15, then all the men which knew that their wives had burnt incense unto other gods, and all the women that stood by, a great multitude, even all the people that dwell in the land of Egypt, and Pathros answered Jeremiah, saying, as for the word that thou hast spoken unto us in the name of the Lord Yahweh, we will not hearken unto thee. And we tell them the same thing today when the prophet was in the highways and byways, man. Stopping the apostle and elder, telling them the same thing today, but they said what? They would not hearken. Verse 17, but we will certainly do whatsoever thing good forth out of our own mouth, to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven. And that's why I'm bringing out Jeremiah 44, man. That's why I read some of that article, because this is about burning incense to the Queen of Heaven. They still worshiping Semiramis. You got the Northern Kingdom worship Santa Maria, which is Mary. They say to burn incense unto the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her. And that's what today represents, man. As we have done, we and our fathers, our kings and our princes, in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, for then had we plenty of victuals, and were well, and saw no evil. But since we left off to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, we have wanted all things, and have been consumed by the sword and by the famine. And when we burnt incense to the Queen of Heaven, and poured out drink offerings unto her, did we make her cakes to worship her, and pour out drink offerings unto her without our men. They're doing the same thing today, man. Okay? These holidays is really these women, man. Okay? You got men, but you got both that men in it, but this is these women, man. Verse 20 says, then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men and to the women, and to all the people which had given him that answer, saying, the incense that you burn in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, which represents you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans right now in Babylon the Great and all the islands of the sea. You see, ye and your fathers, your kings and your princes, and all the people of the land, did not the Lord remember them, and came it not into his mind, so that the Lord Yahweh could no longer bear because of the evil of your doings, and because of the abomination which ye have committed. Therefore is your land a desolation, and an astonishment, and a curse, without an inhabitant, as at this day. And what they're talking about, our land is destroyed right now, man. Okay, for the same thing. They say right here, it say, therefore is your land a desolation, and an astonishment, and a curse, without an inhabitant, as at this day. We ain't in the land of Israel, man. We ain't in our homeland, so it's desolate, man. Okay? We're not in our land. We here in Babylon the Great. for the same thing they're doing now. That's why we got kicked out of our land in the first place, man. Okay. And verse 23 said, because ye have burnt incense, and because ye have sinned against the Lord Yahweh, right? Going to horn after other gods, spiritual adultery, and have not obeyed the voice of the Lord Yahweh, nor walked in his law, nor in his statutes, nor in his testimonies. Therefore, this evil is happening to you as at this day. Moreover, Jeremiah said to all the people and to all the women, hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, all Judah that are in the land of Egypt. And we in Egypt all over again. Thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the power of Israel, saying, ye and your wives have both spoken with your mouths and fulfilled with your hands, saying, we will surely perform our vows that we have vowed to burn incense to the Queen of Heaven, Semiramis, man, a woman, to the Queen of Heaven, and to pour out drink offerings unto her, also Santa Maria, Mary. You will surely accomplish your vows and surely perform your vows. Therefore, hear ye the words of the Lord Yahweh, all Judah that dwell in the land of Egypt. Behold, I have sworn by my great name, saith the Lord, that my name shall no more be named in the mouth of any man of Judah in the land of Egypt, saying, the Lord God liveth. Behold, I will watch over them for evil and not for good. And all the men of Judah that are in the land of Egypt shall be consumed by the sword and by famine until there be an end of them. Yet a small number that escape the sword shall return out of the land of Egypt into the land of Judah, which is the elect, and all the remnant of Judah that are gone into the land of Egypt to soldier there shall know whose words shall stand, mine's or theirs. And I got a thing I'm dealing right now. Well, it's been going on for a while with my people, my family, you know, and a couple associates family that I used to know. I used to call my best friend. Hey, we gonna see, man. It's gonna be Jesus or Yahweh Shema Shah. We wait. That's what the whole game is right now. Who really got the truth? Us or them, man? And that's how it is. Verse 29. And this shall be a sign unto you, saith the Lord, that I will punish you in this place, that ye may know that my word shall surely stand against you for evil. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will give Pharaoh, king of Egypt, into the hand of his enemies. Hold on. Pharaoh wasn't given to the king. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, wasn't given to his enemies. He was destroyed in the water, man, with his army. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will give, it's a Pharaoh Hoptra, king of Egypt, into the hand of his enemies, and into the hand of them that seek his life. That's all these other nations getting ready to destroy Babylon the Great, man. Okay, they're going to be given to who? The other nations, man. Okay. As I gave Zedekiah, king of Judah, into the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, his enemy, and that saw his life. So the Lord telling you, hey, the same thing playing out right now, man. Same thing playing out right now. This is Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. It reads, hear ye the word which the Lord Yahweh spake unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the ways of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. And when you go back in Kings, you had Israelites that were worshiping the sun, the stars, the moon, and planets, man. It say, and the planets, okay? Hey, these devils are just made at the signs of heaven, man. That's why they got telescopes. They spend a couple $100,000 on telescopes, man, okay? That's how they see the chariots all day, every day, man. But they don't tell you about it because they are just made at the signs of heaven. We know what they is. We know who created. See, the Edomites don't got no spirit. They don't believe, man. They got to see things, okay? We got a spirit, man. The Lord gave us a spirit. So it said, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, but the heathen are dismayed at them. Verse 3, for the custom of the people are vain, for one cut off a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of a workman with an axe. They deck it with silver and gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Okay? And like the brother went into, or the brother from GMS Saints of the Most High, the brother Dawada, right now, they got a where you can sit the tree in a stand and you can just screw the screw, the little piece screw they got to hold the tree up. Back then you had to fasten it with hammers and nails, that it move not. It said they are upright as a palm tree, but speak not, they must need be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they can do no evil. Neither also is it in them to do good. It say, for as much as there is none like unto thee, O Yahweh, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. So these people worshiping these trees, putting these trees in their house, this is the Babylonian custom. this is this is Jeremiah chapter 9 and verse 4. It reads, take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, especially not a wicked brother. It say, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. And that's what's going on, man. Our people just following the ways of the heathens, man. Okay? And who does the heathen use to deceive our people? Your own brother, man. Okay? It said, and they will deceive everyone his neighbor. This time about Israelite on Israelite, man. And will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies. From who? Hey, the enemy. And weary themselves to commit iniquity. This is Isaiah chapter 9 and verse let's read 15. Isaiah 9 and 15. The ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. For the leaders of this people call them to err. Who are the leaders, man? Your supposedly your TD Snakes and your Death Low Dollars, right? You got your Al Sharptons and your Jesse Jackasses. All these people supposed to be the leaders, man. Okay. Now you got all in Hollywood, man. You got your Jay-Z's and all these other guys. These these supposedly elites in this Negro, Latino, and Native American world, man. Okay, that's in Hollywood, man. Right? It say the ancient and the honorable, he is the head, and the prophet that teaches lies, he is the tail. Who set up these false prophets in our churches, man? The elites, man. Okay. It said for the leader, verse 16, for the leaders of this people call them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed, man. That's why Jake is boiled out, lost. Why? This is Titus chapter 1 verse 13. It reads, this witness is true, wherefore rebuke them sharply that they may be sound in the faith. And that's what we're supposed to be doing, regardless of how they feel. Not giving heed to Jewish fables. Okay. The enemy came in, took over these Babylonian doctrines and pushed them. And it was already over the world already as it was, man. But when they came back in the rulership in the mid 1300s, hey, they just intensified everything, man. When it came to these religions, okay, and these Jewish fables, man. Not giving heed to Jewish fables and commandments of men, okay. That's what these customs is. They are commandments of men and Jewish fables. That it's a that turn from truth, okay. They turn people from truth, man, with what? Their Jewish fables, man, okay. And who's doing it? They have passed this down, and it's been passed down from generation to generation, which lead me to this verse. And it come from what? From the plantation all the way up to now, man. Through who? Big Mama and them, man. 1 Timothy 4 and 7 reads this. But refuse profane and old wives' faves, okay? Old wives' lies, man, okay? 1 Timothy 4 and 7, but refuse profane and old wives' faves and exercise thyself rather unto godliness, man. Because these things been passed, these customs been passed down from generation to generation, man, through Big Mama and Grandpa and them, man. And I was at work Monday, and I had two Edomites ask me, was I ready for Christmas? I told them straight up, I don't celebrate holidays. You know what these devils told me? Well, you know Jesus was born between March and April. I said, right. So why are you celebrating? They told me, well, it's just a tradition that we've been keeping. Hey, but 2/3 of Jake don't know that, but the enemy know that though. The enemy know, man. I had 2 Edomites ask me the same thing. Was I ready for Christmas? I told them I don't celebrate holidays. They straight up told me, both of them, well, you know Jesus was born between March and April. Now, how the hell the devil know, but our people don't know, man? Why? Because they have been brainwashed generation to keep these customs, man. Brainwashed, man. Oh, matter of fact, let me read this. 1 Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, speaking lies and hypocrisy, having their conscience seared with the hot iron. From who? Big Mama and them, man. Okay? I had a problem with my mom about Thanksgiving. But it was last year though. Okay, she ain't hit me up this year about it, but straight up told me, I know it ain't in the Bible, but it's a tradition that we keep. So I said, okay. And I read her this straight up, man, on the phone. Mark chapter 7, verse 6. Because she said, baby, listen, I know it ain't in the Bible, but it's a tradition that we keep. Mark 7:6. He answered and said unto them, well had Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as is written, this people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for the doctrine of commandments of men, which I just read to in Titus 1:14. For laying aside the commandments of God, ye hold the tradition of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do. And he said unto them, this Yahweh speaking, full well ye reject the commandments of God, that you may keep your own traditions, man. Jake is gone, man. Our family members is gone, man. Okay, under what? What are they under? Falsehood, man. Let me read this. Under falsehood, man. Lies and falsehood. Isaiah 28:15, just to read the point. But ye have said, we have made a covenant with death and with hell, are we at agreement? Okay, when the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. Why? Why they feel like this? For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. So Jake is bugged out on the falsehood and lies, man. Why? Isaiah 30:9. That this is a rebellious people. That's why. Lying children, children that would not hear the law of the Lord, would say to the seer, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. And this is what they tell us, the messengers of the Lord. Get you out of the way. Turn aside out of the path. Get out my way. I don't want to hear that. Cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. Amen. The Lord gonna jack you 2/3 up, man. You saying cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. We don't want to hear that. Why? Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because you despise this word and trust in oppression. That's why they have Stockholm syndrome, man. And they what? They love the enemy, man. And trust in oppression and perverseness to stay their own. Jake love their enemy, man. Okay, they love them, man. This is 2 Timothy 4:4, and it reads, it's read verse 3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts, the tradition of men, the commandments of men, shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. They want to hear lies. They want to hear smooth things. And they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned unto fables, man. Lies, being deceived. This is what they want, man. They want to be deceived, man. They don't want the truth. Now I'm going to read this. This is Ezekiel, because I'm reading Jeremiah 44 about them worshiping the Queen of Heaven, baking cakes, pouring out drink. Now, Semiramis had a son named Tammuz, which supposedly was born in December. Now, also, I'm talking to these Edomites at my job, and I told them, I said, you know, September is the 7th month, October is the 8th month. November is the 9th month. December is the 10th month. They said they knew that. They know that December is not the 12th month of the year, man. They told me that after I brought it up. They know that, but they still is going to celebrate it. This is Ezekiel 8 and 14. It reads, Then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. Now Tammuz is the son of Semiramis, which I think his name was Horus, right? In different time they got different names. But it's a then he brought me to the door of the gate of the Lord's house, which was toward the north, and behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. That's what they doing today, man. Because supposedly Tammuz was born on the 25th of December. So they're weeping for Tammuz today, man. Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination than these. Okay? Greater abomination than you worshiping Christmas. Okay? And he brought me in the inner court of the Lord's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of the Lord Yahweh, between the porch and the altar, were about 25 men with their backs towards the temple of the Lord, and their faces towards the east, and they worship the sun toward the east. Now, you got the sun god, right? Which I was saying, this guy, Zeus, the chief Greek god, right? Sun god. Nimrod was known as the sun god. So, what does Sunday worship come from, man? The sun worship, man. Okay? You got Saturday worship, right? This Saturn worship God. These people, man, the Lord, and you know what? The Lord is cold, man, because when you read Nahum, right? The Lord say, let's read it. Nahum 1 and 3. The Lord Yahweh is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So they think they're getting away, man. They think ain't nothing gonna happen. Because what it say in Jeremiah? What it say? God, the Lord have forgotten us. But what did the Lord say? Can the Lord do? Can a woman forget her child that she gave birth to? She may forget, but the Lord will not forget, right? Because He said He would not do it with Israel, man. Now this is Ecclesiastes 8 to link to the Nahum 1 and 3. Ecclesiastes 8 and verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil. And they do what? They cause our people to do evil. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear of God, which fear before him. Hey, but it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not God, because he feareth not before God. When you think something happened to your kids or you have an accident, you think the Lord jacking you up, man. Okay? For the wickedness that you're doing, you just don't know it. So, hey, though it seems that they're getting away with this year after year after year, man, year after year after year. Christmas, birthdays, St. Patrick's Day, all these. And I was telling them, one of the Jewlite chick at my job, she would ask me questions, and I told her in 1776 on July the 4th, where was we when they separated when they declared the Declaration of Independence? Where was we? She looked at me like kind of she didn't know, and she said, in slavery. I said, exactly. So why the hell are we pulling out barbecue grills on the 4th of July? Why? The Declaration of Independence, these laws, these penal codes, and all these laws that they got, these statutes that they have, those are not for us, man. They are not for Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, man. Okay? They are for the enemy and the other 16 nations, okay? That they let come over here and they give grants to and they give student visas and all these different things, man. Okay? That's not for us, man. All these different things, man. Why are we celebrating Thanksgiving? These devils slaughtered our people, okay? and then had a feast, man. And then you had the bug out ones that they used, Native American, Gad, and Reuben, that they used to infiltrate their own people, man. Sat down with them and ate, and then they wound up killing them after the feast was over, man. Why don't we celebrate these things? My general manager said, he said, "How was your Thanksgiving?" I said, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. He said, if you don't mind me asking, why not? I said, man, I got native in my blood, man. I'm native, okay? I'm an Indian, man, like that. And he was said, oh, he said, okay, I understand that. He said, so what about the feast? We sat down and ate together. So I looked at him funny, and you know what he told me? He said, you know what? I can relate to what you're saying, because we were savages. That's what he said. He told me straight up, we were some savages. Telling me he owning up to, yeah, we did slaughter them, we did them wrong. You know, because he said, what about the feast? I say, the feast? He was like, you know what? Listen, he cut himself off because of how I looked at him. He said, you know, we were savages. Like, you know, you slaughtered my people, but I supposed to celebrate that, man? And you bug out, Jay, the Lord gonna kill you, man. You people have a real judgment coming. Real judgment. This is Proverbs 3 and 21. And I'm gonna get you brother precepts. Proverbs 3 and 21, it reads. It's a oh no, that's wrong precepts. Lock it. Proverbs 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, man. Which lead me to this. Envy not the oppressor, and choose none of their ways, man. The Lord said in Deuteronomy 4, this is our wisdom in the sight of the nations, man. The 18 nations, the 12 tribes of Israel is one nation, man. The other 17 nations supposed to follow our ways, man. The Lord gave us the law, statute, and commandments because this is our wisdom in the sight of the nations. Jacob have been westernized so long, man. They follow, I mean, in the ancient time, in the Roman captivity, in Babylon, but we are in the time, we are that last nation, man, to change the whole thing up, man. This is Exodus 23 and 1. It reads, thou shalt not raise a false report against who? Your brethren, okay? Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. We're supposed to be witnessing Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Proclaiming acceptable year Yahushua, okay? Strengthening the weak hand and feeble knees, man. Not an unrighteous witness, man. Verse 2, Exodus 23 and 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrestle judgment, man. Being part of the wicked, man. Okay? Verse 32, Exodus 23 and 32. Thou shalt not make no covenant with them. With who? None of the 17 heathen nations, nor with their gods, man. Okay? If you vote, man, you following a multitude to do evil. You worshiping them and their gods, man. Being a part of this system, hey, the Lord give us our daily bread. We gotta work. Okay? We have to do that. Right? By the sweat of thy brow shall thou eat. But you don't want to be a part of this system, man. A part of this world. That's you cleaving to Egypt. What it said in Isaiah 36? Let me read that real quick. Isaiah 36 and verse 6. It reads, lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed. When you read Isaiah 24, it tell you that the broken reed is Egypt, man, the city of confusion. Lo, thou trusted in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, which is Babylon the Great, North America, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. What will? If you trust in this system, you're going to take the RFID microchip, period, man. Okay? It say, lo, thou trust in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all that trust in him. Now hold on, let's read Isaiah 30. Isaiah 30 and 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord Yahweh, that take counsel, but not of me, and that cover with their covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Oh, and I gotta say this too, cause I keep forgetting. I always say this. Them devils strike my page, so I'm down till Friday. That's why I'm using, my second page. Verse 2. That walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked in my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh. The Lord said you have taken a covering, but not of his spirit, man. It said to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. And this is Isaiah 24, because it say they trust in the staff of this broken reed. Isaiah 24 in verse 10. Just to read the point. Isaiah 24 and 10. The city of confusion, Babylon, Babel, is broken down, man. Okay? That's Babylon the Great, man. So you people that trust in Egypt, right? You're following the multitude to do evil. The Lord say this again, man. Proverbs 3 and 31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways, man. And that's what Jake doing. That's what they doing, man. The Lord gonna destroy them, man. This is Proverbs 12 and 26. It reads, the righteous is more excellent than his neighbor. We are way more. The Lord gave us the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And it's supposed to be our wisdom in the sight of the nations. That's why only 1/3 gonna wake up and walk as we supposed to walk, man. Okay? Hey, and your light will shine, man. A person can look at you and see the difference in a person that's following the ways of the Lord, man, to the best of their ability. People can see that your glow, man. Okay? Hey, people can see your glow, man. I done had plenty of people tell me, okay, I got a different way I move, I got a different look. Hey, when you doing this work, man, diligently, man, you got a different glow about you, man. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them, man. Our people have been seduced. Why? Because they got Stockholm syndrome, man. That's why, man. Okay, they love their oppressor, man. This is Proverbs 29:18. It reads, I'm from Gad to Khan. They have a national day of mourning for the slaughter of Gad. Right, bro, right. Gad and Reuben, right, Khan. And you know, man, hey, just like these Moabites and the Ammonites, man. You know them Japanese celebrate that every year, man. When the devil dropped the bombs on them, man. They celebrate that every year. They ain't forgot about that, man. This is our Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keep the law, happy is he. Okay? Our people to destroy. Why? Because they have no vision. And the vision that they do have is what? Is a lying divination, man. Okay? From these bug out pastors, man. They don't have no true vision. This is Deuteronomy 13, which is a verse out of the chapter I love to read, man. It's Deuteronomy 13 and 1. If there arise among you a prophet or a dream of dreams, and giveth thee a sign or a wonder, and the Lord say, and a sign or wonder come to pass, they done deceive you, because they done told you something. Okay, and it probably happened. Well, this is about a deceiver. And the sign or wonder come to pass, the Lord said, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, let us go after other gods. So he done deceived you, because he done told you something, and it probably come to pass. He said, let us, this is what the devil say, let us go after other gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams. Like who? Martin Lucifer Queen. The devil lied, man. Okay? For the Lord Yahweh, your power proveth you. He proved you, man. And he brought us out of Egypt, man. He showed you what he did to Pharaoh and his army, man. He said he proved you, man. Just Deuteronomy 13, man. Come on, man. Okay? Let's read again. Deuteronomy 13 and 3. Thou shalt not hearken to the words of that prophet or that dreamer of dreams. For the Lord Yahweh, your God, proveth you to know whether ye love the Lord Yahweh, your power, with all your heart and with all your soul. Ye shall walk after the Lord Yahweh, your God, and fear him, and keep his commandments, and obey his voice, and ye shall serve him, and cleave unto him. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death. We can't put him to death today. So you do what? You separate from him, man. Shall be put to death because he has spoken to turn you away from the Lord Yahweh your power, which brought you out of the land of Egypt and redeemed you out of the house of bondage. And he's going to redeem the elect again, man. To thrust thee out of the way which the Lord Yahweh thy power commanded thee to walk in, so shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee. So we can't kill those false prophets today. So you just put them away from the midst of you, man. Okay? If thy brother, the Lord cold, man. The Lord cold. Deuteronomy 13:6. If thy brother, the son of thy mother, or the son, or thy daughter, or the wife of thy bosom, or thy friend, which is as thy own soul, entice thee secretly, saying, let us go and serve other gods, which thou hast not known, thou nor thy fathers, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, which I read in Deuteronomy 29:16. When we came out of Egypt, the Lord showed us all the gods, man, of these nations, these idol worshippers. He showed us all their wood and stone covered with silver and gold. He showed us all the idol worshippers, man, and all these 17 heathen nations. And then the Edomites don't even have no gods, man. They stole their gods from the Horites, man. Okay, from the Canaanites, man. It say, namely of the gods of the people which are round about you, now unto thee, or far off from thee, from one end of the earth even unto the other end of the earth. I already tell you, man. Wherever you go at, don't worship these gods. He said, your son, if thy brother, the son of thy mother, or thy son, or thy daughter, the wife, or the friend, okay, thou shalt not consent unto them, your own family. Why? The Lord say your own family should be the foes of your household, man. Okay, thou shalt not consent unto him, nor hearken unto him, neither should thy eye pity him, neither should thy spare, neither should thy conceal him. So if you got your mama, sister, cousin, auntie, uncle, daughter, daddy trying to tell you to go worship some God in secret, the Lord say, hey, bring it to the head, man. It say, neither shalt thou conceal him, but thou shalt surely kill him. Thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death. Why? Because you tried to deceive me, man. So that shows you, hey, and they tell you in Michael, when they hit the fan, when Jacob Trouble hit the fan, man, these congregations, they go to these churches, they gonna kill them pastors, man. Okay, they gonna jack them up, man. See, but thou shalt surely kill him, thy hand shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hand of all the people. And that's cold, man. And thou shalt stone him with stones that he die, because he hath sought to thrust thee away from the Lord Yahweh thy power, which brought thee out of the land of Egypt from the house of bondage. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. So, hey, when the Lord used to have people to stone a wicked person, when you stoning somebody, that put fear to everybody else, man. Like, oh, we definitely can't do that. To get stoned by the whole congregation, man. They bring you out in the midst of the city, man, and everybody in the city stone you. Hey, that's fear, man. Deuteronomy 13:11. And all Israel shall hear and fear, and shall do no more any such wickedness as this is among you. If thou shalt hear, say in one of thy cities, which the Lord thy God have given thee to dwell there, saying, certain men, the children of Belial, are gone out from among you, and have withdrawn the inhabitants of their cities, saying, let us go and serve other gods which ye have not known. Then shalt thou inquire and make search and ask diligently, and behold, if it be true, and that thing certain that such abomination is wrought among you, thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of that city with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof with the edge of the sword. And thou shalt gather all the spoil of it into the midst of the street thereof, and shall burn with fire the city, and all the spoil thereof every whit, for the Lord Yahweh thy power, and it shall be in heap forever. It shall not be built again. And there shall cleave not of the cursed thing to thy hand, that the Lord Yahweh may turn from the fierceness of his anger and show thee mercy and have compassion upon thee and multiply thee as he hath sworn unto thy fathers. When thou shalt hearken to the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep all his commandments, which I command thee this day, and to do that which is right in the eyes of the Lord Yahweh thy power. Hey, the Lord is cold, man. And these people gonna get it, man. They gonna get it. You're just waiting to see it play out, man. Cause that which was shall be again, and there's nothing new under the sun, man. So I'm gonna read these brother precepts. This is the brother Yasha Allah. What is that? Parasymphony. Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. Hey, so lock if I ain't pronounce your name right, bro. Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. It say with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Con. That's another verse I just read like this too, and I think it was in Jeremiah. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is, for the first author of beauty have created them. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, and it said that same thing in that verse 2 I was reading. Let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. Right. So this is to link with that. It's another verse. I forgot where it was. I was just reading it too. Things in Jeremiah. Oh, matter of fact, the letter of Jeremiah. That's why I read that at. In the letter of Jeremiah. In the Apocrypha. This is Psalms 95 in verse let me see. 95, maybe 96. Yeah, Psalm 96 in verse 3. It say, declare his glory among the heathen, his wonders among all people. For the Lord Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh made the heavens. I linked to that precept. Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. Read it again. Wisdom of Solomon 13:3. Hit the water for the precept, brother. It say, matter of fact, let me read one. Wisdom of Solomon 13:1. Surely they are all men by nature, who are ignorant of God, and could not out of the good things that I seen know him that is, neither by considering the works did they acknowledge the workmaster, but deem either fire or wind or the swift air or the circle of the stars, cold, or the violent waters or the lights of heaven to be the gods which govern the world, with whose beauty, if they being delighted, took them to be gods. Bug outs, man. Let them know how much better the Lord of them is. The Lord of what? Who created the stars and the moon and the sun, man? Okay? Everything, man. How you gonna take these to be gods, man? They say, let them know how much better is the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty have created them. The first author of beauty, man. Okay? Who? Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. But if they were astonished at their power and virtue, Let them understand by them how much mightier he is that made them. For by the greatness and beauty of the creature, it's a proportionably the maker of them is seen. That's beautiful, man. Jake is bugged out, man. You gotta read this again. Psalm 96 and 4. Psalm 96 and 4. For the Lord Yahweh is great and greatly to be praised. He is to be feared above all gods. For the gods of the nations are idols, man. They idols. They're nothing. But the Lord Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, made the heavens, man. Okay? And Jake worshiping. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I know it's in First Kings. Let me find it real quick. See if I can find that precept. 2 Kings 23. And it reads, it's 2 Kings 23, and I'm gonna start at verse 5 is the point. It reads, to understand who is this, this is 2 Kings 23 and 1. And the king sent, and they gathered unto him all the elders of Judah and of Jerusalem. And the king went up into the house of the Lord, and all the men of Judah and all the inhabitants of Jerusalem with him, and the priests and the prophets and all the people, both small and great. And he read in their ears all the words of the book of the covenant, which was found in the house of the Lord Yahweh. And the king stood by a pillar and made a covenant before the Lord Yahweh to walk after the Lord Yahweh and to keep his commandments and his testimonies and his statutes with all their heart and all their soul, to perform the words of this covenant that were written in this book. And all the people stood to the covenant. And the king commanded, to say, Hilkiah, the high priest, and the priests of the second order, and the keepers of the door, to bring forth out of the temple of the Lord Yahweh all the vessels that were made for Baal and for the grove, which is they're doing today in these groves, which is these churches, and for all the hosts of heaven. Okay, they worshiping all the hosts of heaven, man. And he burnt them without Jerusalem in the fields of Kidron, and carried the ashes of them unto Bethel. And he put down the idolatrous priests, put them to death, man, whom the king of Judah had ordained to burn incense in the high places in the cities of Judah and in the places round about Jerusalem. Them also that burnt incense unto Baal, to the sun, and to the moon, and to the planets, and all the hosts of heaven, man. And that's Jake today, man. Same thing. They worshiping the sun, the moon, the stars, the quasar, all this madness, man. And not worshiping the creator. They worshiping, they're not worshiping the creator, but they're worshiping the creature, man. As a matter of fact, Romans 1, and what is that? Let me see. It's a Romans 1 and 25. Who changed the truth of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh into a lie and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen, which is true. So let it be true. You see, who worship the truth, who changed the truth of God into a lie, man. That's what they doing. They changed the truth of the Most High, Yahweh Shai, into a lie, man. This is Jeremiah 28:8 from my comment board from the brother Yasharala. Yasharala Parasimphry, if I'm pronouncing that right. Jeremiah 28:8. prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evils and of pestilences. And that's what we're here to do, man. To warn you, warn you, warn you, man. Like I did lesson yesterday. This is our only job is to warn, man. And if you don't take heed to the warning, so be it, man. Like the Lord told Ezekiel, they ain't gonna listen to you because they didn't listen to me. But give them warning anyway, because what does this does? Washes your blood off of your hands. As a matter of fact, 1 Timothy 4:16 reads, take heed unto thyself and unto the doctrine, continue in them, for in doing this thou shalt both save thyself and them that hear thee, man. And that's what we here to do. Give warning, man. If they don't take heed to the warning, so be it. This is Shalom, Mark. How about Shimon Shah? Bahashim Kakadash Bakatam. Shalom, brother. This is Hebrews 11:3 from the same brother. And it reads, through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of power, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. Right. That's beautiful. Let's read it again. This is Hebrews 11:1. For faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, man. Not seen. For by it the elders obtain a good report, man. That's why we say double honor to our apostles and elders who rule well, who teach well, man. Through faith, we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God. What's the word? Yahweh Shai, man. So that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear, man. Okay? Hey, you got to be in the spirit to understand this, man. Because it tell you in 1 John 1, man. Okay? The word was with power, man. Who is the word? Yahweh Shai, man. That's why verse 6 say this. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to power must believe that he is. You got to believe this, man. And which he is the Lord's name. He exists, man. And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him, man. Okay? By faith, verse 7, Hebrews 11:7, by faith, Noah, being warned of God of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, man. Hey, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Lord, man. Okay? Moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house. Okay? By the which he condemned the world. By the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. Oh man, what is that? What is that? Jude? Let me read this. See if I can find it, Lord willing. What is that? Jude, I know what's that? Peter's. It might have been Peter's. Hold on. You gotta find this. I think it's Peter's though. 2 Peter. Yeah, I think it's 2 Peter. They go right with that. Let me see. But damn, it's a that Noah preached. It's in Jude. It says it's Jude or Peter's. I want to find that. Right, here you go. 2 Peter 2:5. The Wali Yahbashim Shah. And spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, man. It say, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness. What is a preacher? A seer, a prophet, to say before, man. Okay? Hey, and these people finna be destroyed, man. They don't even know what's coming. They don't even know, man. These people don't even know what's coming, man. Why? Because they think it's a game, man. They think they got all eternity. What is that? Let's read this. Ezekiel 12 and 27, man. They think they got all eternity to just play games. It say, son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come, and he prophesy of the times that are far off. And that's what the hell they think, man. They think they got all eternity to play games, but guess what? The Lord already got you in the trick bag, man. 2 Peter 3 and 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, man, that by the word of power the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the waters and in the waters, whereby the world that then was, being overflown with water, perished. You people, man. You people is stupid, man. But you know what? It's a part of prophecy, man. Okay? Let me go back to that real quick. Um, it say, knowing this first, that there shall come the last days, scoffers walking after their own lust, and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of power the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the waters and in the waters, whereby the world that then was, being overflown with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So Jake feel like they got all the time in the world, man, to just do what they want to do, but destruction is coming, man. It's coming. And he left the signs. He left the signs to show these things, man. And we understand. But as the scriptures say, only the wise will understand. He told Ezra to teach these things to the wise of the people. Okay? And it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful and it's scary at the same time, man, because you don't know, man. You just don't know. When you see the people doing this wickedness, man, worship me holidays over and over and over, man. And Jake so caught up with their damn birthday, man. The Lord gave a clear hey, Job went in on that, man. This is Job chapter 3 and verse 1. I just had to bring this out before I close. After this opening, Job his mouth, after this opened Job his mouth and cursed his day, and Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man child conceived. Let that day be darkened. Let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined. And this is the point. They tell you right here, don't celebrate your day, your birthday, man. Job 3 and 6. As for that night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come into the numbers of the month. That's plain, man. That is plain. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come into the numbers of the month, man. That's a cold cut. Everybody want to celebrate their birthday, man. Hey, the Lord is going to destroy these people, man. But you know what? Don't be considered how the wicked shall be punished, man. We want about how the righteous are going to be saved, man. The hopeful elect, man. That's what we focus on. We got one job, and that's to help seal the elect, man. That's it. Anything else is uncivilized. And so with that, I gotta give all praise, honor, and glory. Oh, let me read this. Oh, I forgot. Let me get these brother precept. This is Wisdom of Solomon 15 and verse 16. Hey, these people is bugged out, man. But it's a beautiful thing, though. Beautiful thing for the Lord to give us the wisdom and understanding, but it's scary at the same time. Ooh, Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 15. Oh man, let me get verse 14. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 14. And all the enemies of thy people that hold them in subjection are most foolish and are more miserable than very babes, man. Hey, they miserable. Why they miserable? Because they know that we are the chosen people of the Lord, man. You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans are the chosen people of the Lord, and they know that, man. Hey, that's cold. Let me read it again. Wisdom of Solomon 15 and 14. And all the enemies of thy people that hold them in subjection are most foolish. Hey, starting with who? The Idumeans. Didn't Job say they are the children of fools, right? And are more miserable than very babes, man. For they counted all the idols of the heathen to be gods. Who did? You so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. And the Lord showed you in Deuteronomy 19 and 16. We walk past all the gods, all the idols of these nations. And Moses said, look, see what they're doing over there? Don't do that. See what they're doing over there? Don't do that. They just idols. Okay, we had the real true power. We was walking under a chariot, man. Okay? A chariot, man. A cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night, man. But these devils still said what? No, we want to do what they're doing over there, man. For they counted all the idols of the heathens to be gods, which neither have the use of eyes to see, nor noses to draw breath, nor ears to hear, nor fingers of hands to handle. Didn't it say the Lord wrote the commandments on the tab with the finger, okay, with his finger? It said, nor fingers or hands to handle. And as for their teeth, they are slow to grow. They are slow to go. Salakia. And as for their feet, they are slow to go. They cannot be moved. Okay? The brother point, verse 16. For man made them what? The idols. And he that borroweth his own spirit fashioned them. You hear that? It say, and he that borroweth his own spirit fashioned them. Why does it say he borrowed? Because we are not our own, man. We was bought with a price, man. Okay? And as I always say, we are in loaner bodies, man. We in loaner bodies, man. We was reserved in these bodies till the day of judgment, man. Okay? For man made them, and he that borrowed his own spirit fashioned them, but no man can make a God like unto himself. Why? Because we can move, we can eat, we can move around and do things, man. These false idols can't move, man. They can't move. That's cold cut, man. For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands. For he himself is better than the things which he worshipped. Whereas he lived once, but they never. Oh man, that's cold. I had 15 highlighted. I got to highlight the rest of these. Verse 18. It said, yeah, they worship those beasts also that are most hateful, for being compared together, some are worse than others. Neither are they beautiful so much as to being desired in respect of beasts, but they went without the praise of God and his blessings. Hey, that's cold, man. That's cold. That is cold, man. And you worshiping what, man? Nothing, man. Nothing. Oh man, I had a preset to go with that too. It kind of slipped me. Yeah, that's cold, man. Wow. For man made them, and he that borrowed them, his own spirit fashioned them. But no man can make it God like unto himself, man. For being mortal, he worketh a dead thing with wicked hands. For he himself is better than the things which he worshiped, whereas he lived once, but they never did. Yeah, they worship those beasts. Man, that is cold, man. That is cold. I had a precept to go with that, but it didn't slip me now. But yeah, the Most High is the Father of spirits. Con. Yeah, man. So this is Ecclesiastes 7:1. And I had a precept to go with that too. It didn't slip my mind though. Ecclesiastes 7:1 from the brother. A good name is better than precious ointment in the day of death than the day of one's birth. Con out the water. Con. Yeah, they go back with that Job, right, man? Yeah, man. Man, that's cold, bro. That Wisdom of Solomon was cold, man. And I had a preset to go with that. It made me mad and I can't even think of it no more. But Lord willing to edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rikak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, who teach well. And a sincere salutation to all the octave, pushing the truth and believing in truth. To the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the Awaf who are listening and learning. A few sisters who are listening and learning. Man, I had a precept, I had to go over that too. I should have brought it out when it first hit me. Hey, but the water for coming on the comment board for tuning in, man. The water for the precepts. Hey, you brother have what we call a safe Sabbath, which coming in. So with that, hey, to next time, Lord willing, Shalom.